Through the years, I've used all kinds of project management tools, and lately, I've really been loving using GitHub to manage my projects. It gives me all of the tools that I need to be able to create tickets and issues, add all of the content that I want directly inside of the ticket, and then it connects directly to my developer environment. So if you're a developer and you are really interested or you're looking for the easiest way to manage your projects, GitHub might be something that you'd like to try out. So I'm going to show you how I use it in this guide. So first and foremost, if you have a GitHub account, you can go to your project's settings here. So inside of your profile, you can click on projects. And then this gives you the ability to create a new project or to see all of the projects that you have open. I'm going to show you how you can create a new project here. So here I can just say tutorial project. You can add a description, and this is pretty cool. You can also add project templates. So you can say that you have a template of none, which is your just kind of starting from scratch with no automation, basic Kanban, automated Kanban with reviews, and then bug triage. Each one of these has descriptions. Typically what I like to do is usually use either automated Kanban or none, just where I can do everything completely myself. I'm going to show you the automated Kanban one here first so that you can see that, and then you can make it public or private, and then you can also link different repositories here. So this is pretty cool because what this means is that you can actually create repositories on your local system and on GitHub and then have those connected directly to the project. I'm going to show you a production application I have that has this already completed. So I'm not going to add this right now, but I'm going to show you what it looks like afterwards. So here I can hit create project, and then this is going to generate the full board right here, and it gives all kinds of different examples, and this is where you can create cards and all of the kind of things that you'd want to automate this project. Now I am going to show you a fully built one because this one already has all of the different tools inside of it. So I'm going to show you this one. This is for another project that I have, and as you can see, I have a backlog column, in progress column, Q&A, and then completed. And so I also have some automated tools set up here. So I already have this connected to repos, so I want to show you what this would look like being connected to a repository. So let me show you what that looks like. So I have it connected to quite a few of these repositories, but let's look at this one. It's an API. I can go to issues and then create a new issue. So here I'm just going to say this is my demo issue, and inside of the content here you can write in Markdown and write all of the descriptions that you want, and you can also format everything. So here I could say we need to add a new feature that looks like this, and then another thing I love is being able to drag and drop screenshots and different things like that directly into the description. So let me actually do that just so you can see what that looks like. Doesn't really matter which image I pick out, but I can go in the file system here and I'll just grab some image, and looks like I have a cookie image here. That'll be a fun one. And so I can drag and drop that, and it is uploading that directly into the issue. So a great example, what I use this for a lot is if I have wireframes or screenshots or UI design implementations, I'll drag those right here, and then I can hit submit new issue, and then it renders that image right here along with the description. And if you want, you can also add all kinds of different formatting items here. So something I use a lot are checklists. So I could use a checklist by adding a dash and then brackets with a space in between and say I need a login feature, I need a registration feature, and then I need a logout feature, something like that. And then when I hit update that comment, this is now a checklist, and you can actually click on it. And so as I'm building out these features and I open these issues up, I can click on it, and then it's showing me what percentage of the tasks I have done. And that's one way you can add content. You can also add additional comments. So I can do a new comment, and you can do this if you're working with team members or anything like that. And you can have a full conversation all the way down the line. That's really helpful. So far, this is just creating an issue. Now let's see how we can connect this with our project board. So because I've connected this and I selected that Kanban automation, which I already showed you, what I can do is I can assign people. So in this case, I'm just going to assign myself, or I could pick through a list of people to assign. Then I can add a label, and this is completely optional. But say this is a bug, I can select bug. Or say this is something for the API. You can select multiple labels, and then those are going to appear right here, which makes it really easy to filter. As you can see right here, each one of these labels like bug or ordering or customer onboarding, each one of these are labels. And so that what's really nice about that is if you click on one of those labels, it filters all of the project items. All of the issues automatically get filtered, and then you can clear that out. But it's a nice way of being able to quickly see on a kind of tag or label format what all the issues are about. So that's how the labels work. Now on the projects, this is where the project board comes in and that assignment comes in. I can click on projects, and then I can select the project I want to associate this with. So I can say online ordering, and now it has automatically been added to the backlog. So let's go back to that project board. And sometimes you have to hit refresh, but let's see if it automatically added it. You come down to the bottom, and yeah, it looks like it, and you need to hit refresh. And that's something I've seen that happens a decent amount of time. So if it doesn't automatically get put there, just hit refresh and then you should see it. And there you go. This is that demo issue. So that demo issue, if I click on it on the right hand side, everything pops up. Also notice, this is pretty cool. Notice how it says 2 out of 3 of the tasks completed. So if you add a checklist like I added right there, GitHub actually keeps track of that on the project board. So you can quickly glance at your board and see how many of the tasks that you've added with the checklist, how many of those are completed. It also has our label, and it has who's assigned to it, has all of those kinds of things. Now, what I'll usually do is I'll add an item to the backlog by creating the issue, just like we did here. And you can change this. So say that you want to move it from the backlog to in progress or Q&A or completed, then you can do that. You can also do it by simply dragging and dropping this, very similar to, say, like Trello or any of the other Kanban project management boards, some of which I've talked about before. So now this is in progress. So this is a task that I'm working on. Now, I want to show you one of my favorite things about this, because remember I said that by using GitHub for your project management, you are able to connect to your code repositories, but you're also able to connect to your developer environment, which that gets things really cool. So what I'm going to show you here is how I can take this item, this demo issue here, I can work on it on my developer environment, and then I can, in my deploy, in my commit message, I can actually move this from in progress to completed. And the way you can do it is with a little keyword in your commit message. So notice here, this has issue number 337. So that's going to be important to remember. So I'm going to switch to this repository here, and I'm just going to make a little change to the readme. Let's just say, in fact, we don't even really need that. So just going to get rid of that from the readme. And then I'm going to add this using git add, and then I'm going to create a commit message. So I'm going to say commit message and say demo commit message to, and this is the key. You have to use the word resolve, the number, and then the number of the issue you're wanting to resolve. So in this case, that's that issue number 337. So resolve 337. And now run git push, and this is going to get pushed up to this GitHub repository, to this APIs repository. I have some hooks here that run some automated tests, so don't worry about that. You won't see that when you do that. But I've run git push. It has been pushed up. Now, if I switch back, it's gone. That demo issue is gone. It's no longer in progress because we put resolve and then the number of the issue. It is now automatically been moved to the completed column. So this is really cool. I absolutely love being able to have a project developer or a project for my development projects that connects to the code repo, to my development environment, and then to the actual Kanban project board. And so I don't have to leave my developer environment. I don't have to go to some other third-party application like Asana or Trello or anything like that. I can do all of that work right here. So hopefully that helps you, and you might want to go check out GitHub if you're looking to have a fun and pretty efficient way to manage your code projects.